Hello and welcome to the Media Wrench podcast. This is the first in a series that we're calling Wrench Blogs, where each Media Wrench member will write an editorial about something they find interesting. This first blog comes from Matt, and it's entitled Matty Patty's Angry Rantys. For weeks now I've been struggling with writer's block. I couldn't for the life of me figure out a topic on what to write my first Media Wrench column on. I couldn't choose between the omnibus crime bill, the budget cuts in our city Toronto, SOPA, the Internet Copyright Bill, and the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act in the United States, when it dawned on me that perhaps it shouldn't be just one specific thing I decide to write on. The big problem is government intervention and control in the daily and otherwise private lives of citizens around North America. What all of these bills have in common is that it gives the government and the powers that influence the government through super PACs and Wall Street more and more power to impose what they think is the best for our society. These bills and laws that are trying to come into practice all hide and garner under the pretense of keeping you safe from yourself, because to them it's been proven that free speech and knowledge are dangerous tools for the common man to possess. From their perspective, we have been unmanageable, and these bills are here to support the small percentage of North Americans that possess power and wealth's business models. To them, you are either an asset or a liability, not a person, not a beautiful mind that has creative ideas, that has different interests, that has something unique about them. You are a number or a statistic in a corrupt system. All of these bills infringe and overstep boundaries on rights that we earned from our ancestors in the previous world wars and the civil rights movements. These bills will reverse the sacrifices that our great-grandparents made to ensure that we would never have to live in a world where control was in the hands of megalomaniacs that had a thirst for ultimate power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and if these bills gain more support within our already broken and unjust governments, this will give them the power to become undoubtedly more corrupt than, let's say, they already are. If we give them an inch with any of these bills, let it be certain that they will take 2 miles to lock in their power and to gain complete control over our society. Some may argue that I am being a bit of an overreactionary, and that I may even be called a chicken little. My response is, how can someone say that when a bill that gives the government and military the ability to detain terrorists and political dissidents without trial on the basis of national security is passed in the US? How is building super prisons and giving lower jail time sentences to child molesters than to someone who indulges in marijuana not alarming, especially in a country like Canada? How is it that homosexuals from outside of our country, like thousands have in the past, have come to Canada as a safe haven to experience the same rights as straight people, suddenly have that right taken away without warning? How is a bill that promotes government regulation of the internet bettering a free and open society? It's alarming, and frankly, it's worth the rant. It's worth striking a conversation, debate, argument, or whatever form of intellectual contact you choose to use. In fact, it should be encouraged, and you should be enraged, and you should definitely talk about it or express it in some way. But make sure you copyright it first, make sure you leave out any form of political commentary, and make sure that you support and follow your government without question. And remember, everything is fine. Love your government.